Perfect. Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Marcy, and I lead the Grassroots Community Program at Fiverr. We are so excited to have AJ Austin with us today. This is her second online Fiverr event with us. Hey, AJ, what's up?
Hey, y'all. Hey, Marcy.
Yes. Okay, so just a couple things before we get started, and then I will let AJ take it away. We're going to be using two settings today. One is the chat, which you're already using to tell us what city you're from, how you're feeling, if you're ready to go today. So thank you for doing that. Keep doing that throughout the entire presentation. We want to hear from you. We want this to be super interactive. We wish we could all be in the same room right now with you, but since we're staying safe, we want to still feel like we're all together and we're all having a great time together. So keep using that. The second thing we're going to use today is the Q&A section. So that's going to be on the bottom panel of your Zoom. That's where you're going to put any questions you have for AJ. So at the last like 15, maybe 20 minutes of this webinar is going to be a live Q&A from you guys. So whether it's right now or in 5 minutes or at the end of the presentation, go ahead and write any questions you have for AJ in that section. What that does is creates a list for me, so I don't have to dig through the chat. So if you want to be my best friend, please put those questions in the Q&A and not the chat. Okay, I'm going to stop talking and let AJ take it away. She's going to be talking to us about being successfully self-employed today. Cannot wait. Obviously very relevant to the Fiverr community. So AJ, thank you so much for being here.
Woosah. Thank you, Marcy.
Yeah, take it away whenever you're ready.
Awesome. So I'll go ahead and share my screen, you guys. Let me know when y'all can see this bomb America's Next Top Model pose and voiceover. Can you see
that
it?
looks perfect. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So let me make sure now. Confession time. This will be a little ghetto, but welcome with Coach AJ. If this is your second time, like Marcy said, this is my second go round, the remix. So you guys, I have the screen looking at you guys. I have a phone to my right and I have a screen behind me. You will see me reach behind you to get to what I need to share, but we're going to make this through this successfully. See, it's already started. You'll see me sip water because I cough, but that's because I talk a lot. So let's move on. Today, during this presentation, this is called Successfully Self-Employed, and it is based on this right here. It's called Secrets of a Socialprenista. Socialprenista was an old business moniker, but it's still relevant. I wrote this book in 2016. I recently went to the studio like a rapper with headphones on and a mic, and I was doing the hand movements and I recorded it. And my ghetto friends that were watching on Facebook Live, they're like, why are you moving your hands? And I'm like, because it's like a song. And so I literally read this book to you guys, and I'll tell you how you can get your hands on a copy of that coming up soon. It is a bestseller. Brought in about $13,000 additionally into my business. And I figured you might like to know what some of those secrets are, because in those secrets, I feature the top 8 mistakes. There are 8. We'll talk about 3 today that I see a lot of entrepreneurs make that leave them broke, stuck, and struggling in their business. As a coach, I work with a lot of women, but I seen a Greg on here today. So gentlemen, welcome. This information is universal and you'll be able to get something out of it as well. So we're going to talk about the most important key to getting things done, how to find time to do what you love, and of course, those top mistakes that entrepreneurs make and how you can avoid them once and for all. Shouts out to Fiverr, shouts out to Marcy. Thank you guys so much for sponsoring today's presentation. I love the fact that we can meet virtually and still reach the people around the world who needs to hear this timely information, because I saw y'all's words of the day. Some of y'all are restless, some are grateful, some are happy. We hope to end on a high note and be even more grateful for what we get to discover together. So thank you to Fiverr for bringing all of this together today. To jump us off, let's get this party started. I can see the chat, and I want to award the first person that we saw that commented not only where they were from, but you put it first. So let me check the chat really quick. Let me see who was first. Now, I may be scrolling. Marcia, I might need you to pop in here real quick because we're giving away the very first copy of the audio book to the Secrets book This book, the audio book retails for $47. This book goes for $27, but we're giving away the audio today. Who was the first person that responded? Who showed up first? Who said hey first? Where they're from? What's their name? Let's throw them out.
It was Melissa Reskoff from Los Angeles.
Hey, LA, not Lower Alabama, but Los Angeles, right? LA. Hey, Melissa, thank you so much for commenting first. Congratulations. You are our very first giveaway. We're giving you a copy of Secrets. I keep dropping it on the floor, but you can't really see it because the light is bouncing. Don't worry, it'll be in your inbox after this presentation. You get a copy of that remix, that in-studio audio where I'm reading to you. So you can wash dishes, do chores, drive, jog, all the things, but you'll get to hear all of this personality telling you how to become successfully self-employed. Not that you may not already be, but you need a little AJ spin on that. So congratulations, Melissa. Make sure you chat with Marcy in the chat. She'll tell you how to get your hands on a copy of that. We have 4 more copies to give away throughout this presentation. So you want to stay to the end, and I got to hook up for those of you who may not make those final 4, okay? So hang in there with me. All right. Before I tell you who I am, let me be ghetto and reach behind my laptop. Give me 1 second. I told y'all this was coming. So the information I'm sharing with you today is used to motivate and provide you with resources and training you as empowered entrepreneurs. It's multifaceted because for over a decade, I ran an organization called Journey Girl. And it was a limited liability corporation. We were professional, but it's something that I created grassroots from the ground up. And it was designed as a series of workshops. Now, this was workshops for mothers and daughters to start a dialogue on how to have better relationships with themselves, with each other, teaching them how to just continue that after our work. And it was about specifically beauty and self-esteem. And so when the organization became successful, I started to get brand recognition about promoting and getting started, how people were doing in the community, how they could use our services beyond where we were. We started to get requests to venture out into other states and territories, you know, like to franchise out the Journey Girl brand and our success model. But I said, you know what, instead of just branching out, I decided to switch my focus away from simply teaching workshops to coaching and training. Okay, so I trained and I coached other women on how to birth their vision, how to become successful at what they wanted to do, and started to take what they wanted to do to the next level. So I started working with women entrepreneurs who had a vision. They wanted to do something similar to what they see me do with Journey Girl. And so now I'm the person who assists you, people like you, with bringing forth that vision successfully under my new business brand. So I'm a certified master life coach for entrepreneurs who are at a point, they may be stuck, they may not be making the amount of money they want to make. So I share those tactics that I have used successfully that have worked for me and my clients, both personally and professionally. And with this, I've been able to help clients gain a great result in their business, in their life. And I do that in my live coaching sessions, my virtual workshops, my trainings. And we talk all things business aspects on how to get clear, how to get focused, how to be held accountable for taking your next step. And so I love to say that I get to do what I love, and I love what I do. So if I can do it, you can do it too. This is the advice that I've learned on the journey to growing successfully. It comes from this book, Secrets. And again, I'll share it with you, how you can get your hands on your own copy. So to get the most out of our time together today, I want you to chat it up in the chat. I want you to bring out your journals and your notes as well, because this is going to guide you through your mistake avoiding process today. It's going to serve as your go-to source for what to do after we're no longer together. You'll be able to look back at your notes. You'll be able to glean that information from our chat. You can also use this information to remind yourself of your plans, your intentions, what next steps to take in your business. So during our chat and in the book, I share with you checklists of inspiration and of motivation. So I want to encourage you to take note of what's true for you today. Make a note of what you want to work on in your business, and then follow the instructions that you've given yourself, that you're writing out to help you avoid these mistakes once and for all. Because this will be your map for where you are in business and where you want to go. So I'm opening the door. This is exactly what you need to get you from where you are to where you want to be. It's setting a foundation, and it's helping you to put things in motion as a successfully self-employed entrepreneur. My goal is to help you have if you have that strong desire to help you to bring that from personal to professional, mix it together and get that insight on how to not only overcome these mistakes, but to stop being broke, to stop struggling in your business. So it's going to shed some light on some of the obstacles of entrepreneurship. It's going to help you to avoid a lot of mistakes. And it's going to give you some strategies that help you handle those struggles if they tend to pop up again, which makes you successfully self-employed. So my hope for you is that you'll get to implement this action plan to help you get unstuck, start moving forward, and know how to recognize and avoid these mistakes once and for all. So back in the day, I used to receive phone calls, emails, LinkedIn messages, Facebook requests from Facebook friends and family. They were broke. They were struggling. They were unable to pay themselves and their staff and their business. They were all only a few short days away from closing their business doors forever. Or for those aspiring, they were never able to open their business doors. And so after I heard their stories, I was able to see right through to their issues. And I realized that most of their problems started because they didn't know how to properly plan to start and sustain their business. And so if that's you, go ahead and put it in the chat. Do you have a plan for what's next? Because it truly hurts my heart to see this scenario play out time and time again. It doesn't have to be this way. So I started to invest in myself. I started to partner with advisors and cheerleaders and success coaches for how I and my network could help entrepreneurs take their business to the next level to start avoiding those struggles. And so I conducted an email survey of about 1,500 women entrepreneurs from around the world on what their top business struggles are. Y'all throw that in the chat real quick. If you need help, this book is great. secretaudiobook.com is where to check out the book. The link is also in my lower third. You can see that with my video. Because the information I share in this, of course, during our short time together, we don't have time to sit and read the book, but everything from fear of failing, procrastination, bad branding, no guidance, no passion, and no funds. Those are all some of the common issues, problems, struggles, and mistakes that I was receiving from women in business. They were like, we need your help with this. And so I decided to put it in a book. So if you're in business and you're looking for a way to get better results, then today is for you. But I need you to have an open heart about growing and about change. And if you do, you're in for a treat. So when you open your mind to trying different things, that's when you start to build a support system to help you start and sustain and become a successfully self-employed entrepreneur. And it's guaranteed to help you take your business to the next level. However, it's up to you to put this advice into action, to work it, to do your part, and to help you avoid these common mistakes because they all impact your health, your drive, and your ambition. So today's presentation is about helping you to avoid these mistakes. I've spent the last several hundred days putting all this information together, sharing it, and it's a how-to guide, again, for keeping you unstuck, keeping you clear, and keeping you focused. After I give you what the top 3 of the 8 mistakes are, you'll see some tips I'll share with you to help you stay encouraged. I break down all of these in the audio book that you'll get a copy of. Hang out with me longer and you'll see how. And I love that I've been able to take my education, thousands of hours of training and coaching and reading and researching and put it all in this book to give you what I'm sharing with you today. So while this does not guarantee that you'll be an overnight success, if you use some of the tips that follow, you can become profitable. You can become a successful self-employed entrepreneur, because this is advice that I've used and my clients use, and it's going to live on beyond us. That's why I put it in the book. So get ready. If you're ready, let me see some comments in the chat. I'm ready, AJ. I need your help. Tell me the mistakes so that we can help move you forward and your business forward to a brighter future. Now, this is for you if you've been seeking that type of encouragement for you to build a system of support which allows you to improve your professional development as a self-employed individual. And so what I share is all about processes and people to help you bring your business vision, mission, and dream to life. You need a plan. You need an action plan. And I'm here to help you with that. So let me look at the chat. Let me see who says, I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of being stuck. AJ, help me out. So I'm going to check the chat. Give me 1 second to pull y'all back up. All right. I see y'all typing on here. It's lighting up. It's orange. Cool. I see you. Okay, so let's dive in some more. So introducing myself, I am Dr. AJ Austin. I have been seen on places like the ones you see in the comments: Fiverr, the Small Business Association, the Bronner Business Institute, BBI, the Center for Greater League of Atlanta, the American Public Gardens Association, the Fulton County Library System. And I have several thousands of hours of training and learning about this process of coaching, hosting live events and webinars. I'm a certified life coach. I'm a master life coach trainer. I'm a 16-time author, PhD, and all of the things that you want to know why you should listen to me. I'm also a graduate of the Bank of America Institute for Women's Entrepreneurship at Cornell University, and a 2-time award winner of the Economic Empowerment Award from Saving Our Family and Children, and for the dedication to my profession from my alma mater, Mercer. I've also completed 6 additional training processes to know how to help you as entrepreneurs, how to coach you through that process. And I'm sharing all this because it led me to becoming trained, skilled, and qualified to be here with you today. So I'm saving you years of research, okay? I'm saving you years of heartache and struggle, okay? So just so you know who I am, matter of fact, Facebook took this picture for me when they were here in Atlanta, and I love sharing it because it popped up in my memories recently. I've been sharing this picture for over a year, but that is my new headshot. So thanks, Facebook. So today we're talking about the 3 mistakes to avoid for the successfully self-employed. Number 1, this is a secret that a lot of people don't know that they have the answer to, and it's procrastination. So if you've ever heard me talk about being successfully self-employed, you know procrastination is the number 1 struggle that most entrepreneurs make, most self-employed people make, and it's not okay. I'm going to tell you how to get over it in just a minute. Secret number 2 is failure. A lot of people fear failure. I didn't have enough room, so I didn't put the word fear, but add fear in your notes, because a lot of us are afraid of failure, but some of us are also afraid of success. And then there's secret number 3, overwhelm, or what we call attempting to do it all. How many of you struggle with any of these secrets, mistakes, issues, struggles, challenges in your life or in your business? Let me see 1, 2, or 3. Which one do you struggle with most? Procrastination, fear of failure or success, or trying to do it all and getting overwhelmed? Let me see that in the comments below, and I'm going to tell you how we're going to get over. Let me help you break down secret number 1. So I have a quote that the work you put off today could potentially change someone else's life in the future. Yep, we're talking about procrastination, because procrastination sucks. It's plain and simple. It's a sign of laziness and a way of putting off your dreams for another day that is not promised to you. It's a way of telling yourself you feel unworthy. It reveals your unspoken belief of not being good enough or not having the impact to potentially change someone else's life. It's also doubting yourself, and it's a way that your mind has been trained to keep you stuck, because it's a lack of your foundational belief in your ability to reach your goals, to reach your dreams of your business success, and you remain on pause. Maybe you've decided to take a permanent break in the vision that you say God promised you to grow a successful business and help change the world one life at a time. You might have also decided against leaving a legacy for the next generation as you promised yourself you would. Well, procrastination is the perfect way to stay stuck in a place that you have a desire to move beyond. It's also the perfect strategy to being exactly where you are right now, this time next year. Although it may be hard to accept, procrastination can mean a series of things. Number 1, it could possibly be a sign that your business is not important to you. Number 2, it could mean that you do not see the value in what you have to offer. And then number 3, it may also mean that you've never considered the significance that your business or your products or services could have in someone else's life. There's a rap group called The Goody Mob. They're here in Atlanta, and they say, you know, it's only so much time we have left in this crazy world. What that means is it's time for you to get busy. You can start by doing an honest self-assessment to determine exactly where you are versus where you want to be in your business and your life. And then you can start creating a list of ideas of how to get out of your own way and achieve those goals, accomplish those things that you finally admitted that you wanted based on those self-assessment results. So stop hanging on to what ifs, because believe me, it feels really good when you get things done, when you get to check them off of your to-do list. Remember, you have something to offer. Someone needs it. So set your mind to get started on going forward. Keep your head up. Keep your eyes open. It's time to stay focused. It's time to move ahead. So I had this friend. I call her Queen Procrastinator. She is a mother of two. Her children were attending elementary school and middle school at the time. And for nearly a decade, she consistently told me, her family, her friends, herself, the story of someday what she was planning to accomplish. She also mentioned the dream of someday going back to school and someday hosting a conference for women. Well, this is what she promised would all happen once her children were in school, out of school, whatever. Her eldest child graduated. He's now halfway through college. Her youngest child is successfully making his way through junior high. And during a recent phone conversation, she had begun to tell her usual story of someday what she hoped to achieve in her life. And it was at that moment that the coach in me kicked in, and I kindly reminded her of her eldest child's recent graduation and how her youngest child is quickly approaching the end of his school day journey as well. And the phone fell silent. She was speechless. She began weeping because she felt ashamed and embarrassed that she had let her dreams go for so long. She believed that time had passed her by, and immediately her someday had come and gone years ago. She had finally ran out of excuses of what she planned to do someday. So the lesson I hope you learn from this story is when you keep putting things off for someday, your to-do list continues to expand. You got to be honest with yourself. Know when enough is enough. My advice to you is to stop dreaming, to start doing, to take a moment, consider your impact on the lives that you influence. Start by getting started with what you've been called to do. I mean, people are waiting on you, really. You provide a service that no one even knows exists in some parts of the world. More importantly, you have something that someone else needs. So think about that. Someone somewhere is waiting on you to make your next move. While you're waiting on something, someone is waiting on you. It's time to get it together and give people what they need to make it to their next level in their life and in their business. Because years ago, I remember someone told me that if I did not walk in my destiny of serving and empowering others, there will be thousands of women around the world who would not receive what they needed for their own destiny. So imagine the stress, the guilt, the remorse that I felt. Still do. But that cured my laziness, my fears, my doubt, my discomfort, and I surrendered. I said yes to dedicating my time, my talents, my gifts, my skills, my attention to helping entrepreneurs on this journey. So despite feeling the weight of the world on my shoulder, it is my life mission to do what I've been called to do during this time here on this precious earth. And so I transfer that energy and that pressure to you. Get started. It's time to make things happen, because remember, someone is waiting on you to help you get to your next level. You got to help someone else get to what they need. So you can do that by having a can-do attitude, focusing specifically on what you have to offer and how to help others, and then decide to take one small step and execute in that plan of action to moving your business forward. And then get the job done to leave a legacy for the next generation that comes after you. You keep this momentum going by doing little things every day that need to get done little by little in your business. When you take that action, use what you have and start where you are, you avoid that lame excuse of procrastination that we give ourselves and each other because we feel like, oh, we have other things to do, like checking our online status or keeping up with the number of likes we get from an old picture we posted years ago, clicking on the picture of our friend's new baby or that dancing cat video. But think about it. I just listed what it takes to open up your computer. That could mean you could start writing your next book. You can start sending the email, making the phone call, those things that you've been putting off, instead of doing all the lazy social not working things and leaving your dreams on hold for another day. I heard someone say that someday is not an actual day on the calendar, so don't wait on it to come. Today is the day you can start leaving your mark on the world when you present your gift. Because you have goods, you have services, you have a business. Go ahead, hit play on your life and in your business. No more excuses. No more putting it off. Go do it. Any questions about how to avoid procrastination? Let me see the chat really quick. Did that help you think through procrastination, that first secret? Because let me tell you, this is what you want to make note of in your journals. Mistake number one, we talked about procrastination. See the value in what you have to offer and the difference it can make in someone else's destiny. That's on page 20 of the Secrets book. That's backwards. Page 20 of the Secrets book. So in the audio book, I'll walk you through this and you hear more and more examples of what it looks like to lay out a plan to make sure you avoid procrastination once and for all. Here are some tips to recap on procrastination. Number one, it sucks, okay? Putting things off only expands your to-do list. Someone somewhere needs what you have to offer right now. There are people in some part of the world that don't even know you exist. Get started. Keep going. Get it off your desk. If it means sending an email, placing a phone call to know that your part has been done, go do it. When you start where you are and you use what you have, then you don't have to worry about the work you didn't do, because that is ultimately going to determine your business success or failure. And again, like someone told me, someday is not a date on the calendar, so it'll never get here. Now, confession time in the chat, in the comments. Tell me, what is one task that has been nagging at you to get done before you got here today, of course? What's that one thing in your business that you know you need to get done immediately? Be honest, post it in the chat. Let me see what you got. While you're answering that, I want you to think about what I call the empowerment tools. Empowerment tools start with how you feel about certain things, what you say about certain things, what you do about certain things. So when you list the task that's been nagging you, think about how you'll feel when that task is finally complete. How will you feel? I know I got y'all doing a lot of typing, but I want to know. Marcy asked you how you were feeling at the top of this. How do you feel in your mind when you see that one nagging task no longer being on your to-do list? And then think about, what are you saying aloud or just to yourself in your mind about accomplishing this task? Are you saying, no, it's too much, I can't do it, blah, blah, blah? What are you saying? Now, you don't have to answer all of these in the chat, but I want you to think about these, because this is something to note in your journal that is going to be a part of the plan for how you get unstuck, stay unstuck. We're tired of being broke. We're tired of not making enough money. We're tired of putting things off for another day. So this is how you get out of that funk, okay? Stop avoiding or stop making this mistake in your business. So be careful of what you say about that task. And then think through one small step that you can do today. I've said it multiple times. Make the phone call, send the email. Instead of opening the app to go scroll old cat videos or look at your old photos from a couple years ago or your friend's new baby, you can actually start blank. Fill in the blank for you in your business. So let me go to the chat. Let me see what we got. See if it'll let me open it. I don't think it will. So I got to see what you guys have coming up. All right. So hopefully you guys are typing. So more on procrastination. This will help you mentally prepare for avoiding procrastination. If you agree with this, just type a yes or type a Y after every one of these. I'm going to run through these. This is more of the affirmation, encouragement tips for how you can stop procrastinating in your business today in order to become successfully self-employed. So put a Y in the comments if your business and your mission is important to you. Put a Y. Or you don't have to. I can't tell you what to do. But if you see the value in what you have to offer in your business, put a Y in the comments. If you know and accept the significance of your gift in someone else's life through your business products or services, put a Y in the comments. If you acknowledge and understand that there's only so much time left to answer the call and complete your business mission and your life mission, put a Y in the comments. Are you ready to move out of your own way? Are you ready to focus? Are you ready to take action? I should be seeing a lot of Y's in the comments, because this is how you avoid the number one mistake that most entrepreneurs make that leave them broke, stuck, and struggling in their business. Your inspiration for the journey ahead to avoid procrastination, that number one mistake, is to keep these notes in mind. Everything you responded Y to. Now, if you could not quite put a Y for one of these, make a note of that in your journal as to this is what I want to work on in my business to help me become a sustainable, successfully self-employed entrepreneur. So this here is my friend Jamie. Her name is actually featured in the book. She was one of our book reviewers, but this picture is at my book release party a couple years ago. She got an advance copy. She was flipping through it and my photographer caught this picture because she was excited to see her name in print. But she said, I love, love, love every word of this book, especially the inspiration and affirmation checklist. That's what we just went through, you guys. These pages are packed full of informational gems. They're filled with personal examples and resources that speak directly to the reader. Now, I got something in here called the pink print, and that is what we just went through a couple slides ago, where you're telling yourself how you feel, what you say, and what you can do about avoiding these mistakes in your business to become successfully self-employed. And so we call that the pink print, and it's a bonus to your solution to how to avoid all of these common mistakes that a lot of entrepreneurs make that leave them broke, stuck, and struggling in their business. She said, I've read many books offering advice to entrepreneurs, and this one nails it. It sets itself apart by offering a plethora of information and a hint of spirituality that makes it different and a very unique read. So in sum, this is where success strategies meet spirit. And that is Jamie Barnes. She is a fellow woman entrepreneur. So just like Jamie, I want you to know that there's someone waiting on you. When you stop putting things off, when you realize that you have only so much time left in this crazy world, like Goody Mob says, you get opportunities like I've been afforded. This here is a picture of me with Coach Stormy Wellington. She is the leading African-American entrepreneur in an MLM, millionaire, multi-millionaire. All because I stopped putting things off. I've been able to meet people like her. This is Brandy Harvey, Steve Harvey's daughter here in Atlanta at a conference. This is Tony Gaskin. A lot of you guys know him. He is the leader in our industry as well in the coaching field. And this is the transformation godmother, Miss Lisa Nichols, and I. This is me and Mayor Kasim Reed. He is our former mayor here in Atlanta. This is me and Big Tigger. I don't know if you guys have ever heard him on the radio or seen him on TV, but he is a hoot. So if you want to know what led me to these celebrity opportunities to where I have been recognized and being able to serve and speak on the same stages as celebrities like this, it's all because I learned the top answers to the 8 mistakes to avoid in your business. Those are offered over at secretaudiobook.com. secretaudiobook.com. It is the audiobook of this book that I've been showing you and sharing from with you. Now, don't worry, we're going to dive into some more. We have a couple more giveaways as well. And so some of you will win your own personal copy. But for those of you who want to go ahead and dive into your own copy, secretaudiobook.com is where to dive in. Y'all ready for another giveaway? Let's do another giveaway. Okay. Marcy, I need your help. Oh, chat is finally popping up. Let me see. I still can't see it. So Marcy, I need your help.
I'm here. I'm here. What's up?
Giveaway. Who has been the most active as far as whose name do you keep seeing pop up when I ask to post a why for this? Or what's your biggest struggle? Like, who has been the most engaged so far?
Oh man, there's a lot of people who have been so awesome. How about, let's see, Melissa Harper for sure has posted a lot. So let's go with Melissa Harper.
Now, is this Melissa from earlier?
No, that was Melissa
with a G.
Ruskoff.
Okay. 2 Melissas. Welcome. Congratulations. Yeah. Congratulations, Melissa. You too get your hands on a copy of the audio book. Make sure you chat with Marcy in the chat as we continue with our presentation. I'll be giving away just a few more copies. And for those of you who may not be in that final pick, don't worry. We got a hookup for you coming as well. Thank you, Marcy. So these are ladies at my book signing for Secrets. I'll show you coming up how this book, I keep flipping it, it sets the standard for if you're one of those entrepreneurs who maybe want to stop putting off writing your own book. This is the model that I used. I created a book writing program using this book. I wrote this book as I went through Mercer University, getting my bachelor's degree in training and development. And Mercer, I love it. So this book has 8 chapters, and there's a reason. Mercer has 8-week classes. So every week before school, I knew I had to have a chapter done because I announced at the beginning of my semester that I was writing a book. So every week, my colleagues would say, "How's the book writing coming, AJ?" And so I would have to have a chapter ready. So we had 8 chapters for the 8 weeks at Mercer. I finished it. We had professors by the book. Professors signed up to come coach with me. And these are ladies here at my book signing live here in Atlanta, taking their picture, their selfie during a break during the book signing. So that could be you digitally. You ready? Keep your eyes peeled for what's to come, you guys. If there are any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments below, or put them, I'm so used to sending on Facebook Live, put them in the chat as we go through, because again, Marcy is paying attention to your questions, and I'm happy to come answer those as we move on to mistake number 2. Mistake number 2 is the fear of failing. I want to encourage you to allow yourself to be who you truly are, and then decide to move forward. So in page 32 of Secrets, I talk about how there are 2 types of fear. One is fear of success and one is fear of failure. But sometimes failure does not quite look like what we think. I also compare in the book the failure of a celebrity versus our own private failures. Sometimes things are not as bad as they appear to be. I dive into more of that on page 32 of the book. I won't go into as much detail as I did with procrastination because this is only mistake number 2. Once you start getting into action, fear of failure kind of goes to the sideline, but you also need to know how to work yourself through it. And you do that by allowing yourself to just be who you are. Stop trying to perfect everything. Stop trying to worry about what ifs, and let's decide to move forward anyway. And let me show you how you can do that. So if you've ever had the fear of failure, remember to never fear failure, okay? Let's just start there. So when you don't fear failure, you realize, you know what? This is not my first time. Just like it's not my first time speaking with Fiverr. It's not my first time doing virtual webinars. It's not your first failure. Think about it. Imagine all the things you've been through in life that led you to here. If you're putting something off because you're afraid that it won't succeed in your business, just think about how many things you've already overcome in your life already. Get over it. And by it, I mean, get over what they say, because a lot of us say, well, what if they blank? Or what if they say this? What if they do this? Get over it. I teach you how to do that in a book because I in a nutshell, I say we're not in high school anymore. We're not trying to be part of the popular crowd. We're trying to make money as successfully self-employed entrepreneurs, right? So we have to get over what they say. And then we do that by knowing what success means to us. How do you define your own definition of success? Don't worry about what Webster says or Google says. I have to whisper that because I'm surrounded by 4 phones right now that will come on. But define your own definition of success. And that way, the fear of failure kind of goes to the sideline once again. Define failure. What does failure look like? So many of us are scared to put ourselves out there, tell people we have a business, promote our business, market, show up, speak, write the book or whatever it is, but we don't even know what failure looks like. What is your definition of failure? Make a note of that along with your own definition of success, and that's going to help you avoid this mistake as well. And then believe in the work that you do. Even if you feel like it's your first time, no one is really taking you serious, there's always one person that's going to need to hear what you have to say, even if it's you. You guys, I go back through this book and I laugh because I read stuff that I don't even remember writing. I told you this book came out 4 years ago, but I read it and I'm like, oh, that was good. Oh, that's good. I said that. Sometimes that one person that needs to hear what we have to say is us. But how will you know if you don't get it out there? So believe in you, believe in the work that you do. And then, as I mentioned, these recaps, these affirmations is going to help you beyond today's webinar. When you define success, you become a part of that Successfully Self-Employed Club because you know what your success looks like and you know what your definition of failure looks like. But then you have to feel the success. Remember those empowerment tools, what you think, what you say, what you do, how you feel about where you are in your business. When you feel success, you become successful. Trust me, it works. And then speak success. What are you saying to yourself and aloud? Just like we talked about in the procrastination tip. What are you saying? Because your words become things. It's what you put into the atmosphere. I dive into more of where these ideas came from and how they were inspired and downloaded into my spirit to say, oh my gosh, this makes so much sense. What am I saying? What do I feel? How do I define? And then you move forward. It's about taking baby steps. And then finally, plan to be successful. A lot of people do not have their plan in place for what their business is, what their mission is, what their values are, what's your mission statement, what do you want your company culture to be, how do you want to impact generations, what's the legacy that you want to leave. You have to plan for that in order to be successful. So when you follow a plan, when you're speaking success, when you're feeling successful, and when you know what that definition of success looks like, it makes success a lot easier as a self-employed entrepreneur. And then finally, for fearing failing. We're no longer fearing failing, by the way, okay? We're moving forward. And I want you to put a Y in the chat if you now agree with the following statements. Here we go. I have defined, or I understand that I define what success is and what it looks like for me. Do you agree with that? If so, put a Y in the chat. You define what success is and what it looks like for you. You understand that you cannot live your life or run your business in fear of failure. You know who you are. You're moving forward. You're changing only what you know you can. We can only change things that deal with us. And it usually starts within. Again, what we're thinking, what we're saying, what we're feeling, what we're believing about our success. You have a vision for your life and for your business to be better in some way each day. Your daily vision could be to send the email, make the phone call, start writing the book. What is that thing that's been nagging that you're now going to get done? That's a part of your vision, and that's okay. You have to have a vision. If you have a vision, put a Y in the comments and let me see you. You've decided, since getting sprinkled with some AJ energy today, you are no longer concerned with what they say about you. It's not your business anyway. And I mean that literally. Worrying about what other people say about you is not your business unless you're in the business of worrying about what other people say about you. Doesn't make sense, right? And finally, if you know you will not give up, 100%. If you say, I will not give up, I will continue moving forward, let me see a Y in the chat. And finally, you are living the life you deserve to live no matter what. Let me see a Y if you agree with that. I should see a lot of Ys. Excuse me. It's giveaway time. It's giveaway time. Who's ready to win a book? I'm ready to give away another book. Let me see. Marcy, I need your help. Help
yes,
me come up with something cute. Who can we give a book to? What would you like to award a book for today?
You know what? I have been seeing Greg speaking up in the chat a lot. So I think Greg J deserves a book. Do you feel good about that?
Congratulations, Greg J. If you can skip over every time I say woman in the book is yours. Because I wrote this for women entrepreneurs. But as I mentioned, men have told me, AJ, this information is universal. One guy heard me speak on this topic of being successfully self-employed. He said, here's $300. I want all the copies that this covers. Sign them personally. I have women in my life who I want to give this book to because I believe they need to hear this message because it's universal. So I said that, Greg, because you too will enjoy becoming successfully self-employed. So thank you for participating in the chat and congratulations on the giveaway. Thank you, Marcy.
Greg is saying he's excited in the chat, so he's ready for it.
Thank you, Greg. And thank you,
also, AJ, your energy is just like making my entire day right now. So thank you.
Good. I'm fighting sleep. Let's keep going. All right, so we're about to wrap up. I know we have just a few more minutes left. This energy, I literally packaged it up, y'all. I took a whole day on a Saturday 4 hours in the studio, the engineer that was recording, he was like, okay, you helping me as I record and edit and chop this up. So all of this energy is packed up in the audiobook. Congrats to all our winners. I think I have 2 more left, 2 more giveaways. My presentation will tell you when the giveaways is coming up. So let's do this final mistake that you want to avoid, and then we'll wrap up for today's presentation. Mistake number 3, I can count, is attempting to do it all. I want to see some real honest chat. Now, we don't know you personally. Some of y'all, we know where you live now. But if you want to confess real quick, because the chat goes away after this is no longer live, and tell us if you're that person who says, you know what, I'll just do it. Don't worry about it. They can't do it like me. I'll just handle everything on my own, and you're stressed out. Let me see a Y or put a me or a hand emoji in the chat, okay? I used to be her. That's why I had to write the book, record the book. You know, instead of having 1,000 one-on-one conversations, I just say, go get the book. I answer the question in the book. But if you're that person that's attempting to do it all, you can't. Period. Y'all see that period on that sentence? That's a full sentence. Page 47 is where I talk about attempting to do it all, where we think we just have to be that solopreneur or just that small business owner that's in it by ourselves, for ourselves. No one understands. No one gets me. No one. I teach you how to get help, but do it your way. Like, I teach you how to do the control freak side of it, because I'm a control freak, but I had to learn how to control my control freakiness. And so I teach you how to design what we call a VIP. That's a volunteer internship program. I give you step by step. I've interviewed college professors, career services organizers, asking, how do we get college kids or people who are at the graduate level to work for free in our business? How can we train them to still get the benefit of working for us and with us and help us to achieve our number 1 goal in our business? I teach you step by step how I did it for my own business and how some of my best success stories has come from the local college here called the University of West Georgia. So if you're in Atlanta, they have a whole program that I've created a program around. They know my face on the campus. They drive me around the campus on the golf cart, let me hand select the students that I want to work with me. That's the control side coming out, y'all. But I teach you how to get those kids on board with your vision, not just kids, because they're almost adults as well. And then if you have some graduate level students who are about to go into their graduate degree, or maybe they're going off into the corporate world, you can still lay out certain tasks in your business that they can come and help you knock out really quick. Do it like you do it because of how I teach you to lay it out, so that you don't have to keep making the mistake of attempting to do it all. And again, all of that is on page 47 in the book. And so you're going to avoid this mistake of overwhelm, right? Let me show you how you're going to do it. Tell yourself right now in the chat, tell your new BFFs in the chat that you cannot do it all on your own in your business. You just can't. It's impossible. So let's duplicate ourselves and make the most of the work that we're designed to do here on this earth, understanding that we can't do it all on our own. You want to go through a process that I walk you through in the book that teaches you how to empty your brain. And you do that by writing out exactly what you want, why you want it, and how it aligns with your business goals and your focus in your business. That's how you get your VIPs on board with your vision, and you're not driving yourself crazy and you're not driving them crazy. And then you want to lighten and share that workload by writing out step-by-step instructions on what a successful project outcome looks like. So in order to be successfully self-employed, you got to know your vision, you got to know your mission, you got to know your plan, you got to ask for help, and then you got to tell the help how to help you. Have you ever heard, help me, help you, help me? That part, I put it all in the book, step by step, because there's a certain way that you have to systemize this process in your business so that you can duplicate it every time you bring someone on board, whether it's free or paid, whether they're a volunteer intern or a part-time worker or a contractor. You can give them this same system and model, and they'll finish it almost as good as you would do on your own, okay? I say almost because, you know, we're perfectionists, right? So if you're ready to get over that overwhelm, stop trying to do it all on your own, then respond to this in the chat with a yes or a Y. I will not attempt to be superhuman. You are a superhuman, but you're not superhuman, okay? I know when and what work to delegate. If you don't know, when you get the book, you'll know. I have a current list of my business goals. That's how you avoid overwhelm, knowing where you want to go with this. And then you know what you want to offer in your life and in your business, or you know what you want for your life and your business. Let me see some whys light up in that chat. You know when and where to invest your time to best benefit your business. You're not wasting your time pushing around paper. I did that for the first 5 years of my business. I've been in business for 15 years now. I've learned my lesson. Just because you reorganize the stack of paper does not mean that you were productive for the day. So you got to know where to invest your time in your business. And then you plan for a successful project completion. Let me see a why. And again, if you can't put a why for all of these, it's okay. Make a note in your journal that these are areas you want to focus on. And you definitely want to get your hands on a copy of the book, because I'll walk you through it, because I've been there. These are my confessions, all in this book, okay? I'm being real with y'all. So have pep talks with yourself. If you're a solo entrepreneur, I know I got team, but I'm sometimes my whole team, and we have pep talks in the mirror. There's a meme on social media of this bird looking in a four-way mirror and talking to his team. So if you got to get in the four-way mirror and talk to your team for a pep talk, that's how you boost your success. I'm being funny, y'all probably laughing like this girl is crazy. You have to also organize and prioritize your to-do tasks, making sure that you're working on the right things at the right time in your business. So let me see if you do that in the chat. And then confession, you're not attempting to do it all on your own. All right. Design your top business goals. Think through how to achieve these goals. Take the next best small step, ask for help, and make success a priority. Make your success a priority. That's how you become successfully self-employed in your business. It starts with you. Real quick, meet Renee. Renee took all the tips that I share in the book. She is now an author of 3 new books. She gets media coverage, and you may have seen her speak at a conference. And she shares everything that she learned in this book and how it inspired her to take advantage of writing her own books, speaking, and showing up more in her business. Let's do our final giveaway. I think is this number 5? Nope, this is number 4. Let's do a giveaway, Mars. Let's do a giveaway. The first person who says, AJ, I need this book, real quick in the chat, you get this. This is yours, the digital copy.
Sinsanye Sealy. I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. Wow, we got a lot of people who want it though.
Yeah, congratulations. So make sure you chat with Marcy in the chat. I know we got like 5 minutes left, so I want to wrap us up really quick. But I did. That's why I put it in the presentation, Marcy, so we didn't have to wait to the end. Okay, so I got one more giveaway, and then we can take some questions really quick. Is that okay?
Yes, absolutely.
All righty. Thank you for your help. I appreciate you.
We actually, so that was the 4th one. So if you have one more, we can do one more.
One more.
Great. Okay. Perfect.
So this is me in the studio when I first wrote this book. My assistant is on the back end taking this picture. She was also a client of mine during the time. So she helped me to get the word out about this book. And a lady in Africa picked it up. And she told the women of Maputo, I said that right, Africa, that this book is that pragmatic approach to that guidance for women entrepreneurs who are not fulfilling their potential. They're not facing the blocks that are holding them back. She said it's very accessible as the writing style with the clear strategies and actions. And it helps you find the balance. It's enjoyable. It's a practical read for any woman entrepreneur who feels stuck on their journey. And again, if you're like Greg, you might not be a woman entrepreneur. The information is universal, okay? So as a recap and a final giveaway, I want to award the person who can name all 3 mistakes that we're going to avoid as successfully self-employed entrepreneurs. The first person that can name all 3 mistakes that I've gone through with you to help you avoid out of the 8, you get the copy of the audiobook. Giveaway time. The first one. You got to type fast, move those thumbs fast, move those fingers fast. I need all 3, and you better spell the first one right, okay?
All right. I think we got a winner.
Who's our winner?
Umi Abdul Mateen.
Congratulations. Enjoy the audio book. Make sure Marcy gets your email address, and I'll send that over to you after our presentation today. Thank you for your participation. Thank you for listening and taking notes, okay? Or either having a good memory. Good job. All right. So guys, we don't have time to dive into all the rest of the mistakes. But just know 4 through 8 are in the book. We went through the first 3, and they'll teach you how to get unstuck from what's been holding you back in your life and in your business. You'll learn how to create a clearer path to your success. You'll also gain more insight to how to live a life and run a business that you love, because that's your secret to owning a business that allows you to shine. You'll also learn how to get more money to invest in your business and grow in it. And this is what it looks like. So when it comes into your inbox, these to the left are clickable chapters. You click chapter 1, 2, all the way through 8, and I talk to you through that mistake and how to avoid it. So that's what's in the book, the top 8 mistakes to avoid. You can either get the book or not. It's up to you. But you have 2 options. You can listen to what I've done successfully, what my clients have done successfully, or not, because I put my mistakes in the book as well. Or you can do the trial and error and try to figure out what's working, because something brought you to today's presentation. The regular price for this audiobook is $47. I think we just did the last giveaway. So if you did not get a free copy of the book sponsored by Fiverr, then I want to give it to you for only $27 today. That price will only be available for 30 minutes after we're no longer live. And I'm going to tell you how to go get it. So you get the audio copy that looks like this on the screen. Clickable links. It's yours forever. It's usually $47. There are some people on the live that have paid more than what you get it for today with the 27. Go to secretaudiobook.com. That's secretaudiobook.com. I'll leave that up on the screen as we open up for Q&A, Mars. I'm ready.
Yes. Awesome. We got some good questions. So I want to be conscious of everyone's time, so we might not get to all of them. I'm so sorry. But I do want to try to keep you on schedule for the day. So that's why. Okay. So first and foremost, Max had a great question. How do you self-promote without feeling weird about it? I've actually heard this from a lot of entrepreneurs, so I would love to hear your thoughts on that one.
Yeah, so I'm trying to flip really quick through the book because it's called branding. I call it breaking up with bad branding. I want to tell you exactly what I say. It's so cute. I came up with the cutest titles. I say, this is my advice to you straight from the book. Once you know you, your business, and why you do what you do, brand it. Having confidence in your strengths and your business offerings allows you to focus on the specific needs of those you serve. You are your brand, and you set yourself apart when you stand out. Be creative and be you. And keep in mind that your network also reflects who you are. So recruit the efforts of brand ambassadors and mentors through social media supporters and other platforms. So I dive into how to stand out without feeling like you're getting on people's nerves, without driving yourself crazy, and recruiting the help of others who believe in your vision. Because when you get out of your head and you see who it could impact, you don't have a problem with like, I don't really feel like, So hopefully that helps. Did that answer that question?
Yeah, I think that's great. I love what you were saying earlier, just about like how you are impacting other people. It's not really about you. It's just about them and what you can give to them to help them be better. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
Melissa had a great question. Melissa Harper, one of our winners. How do you handle the fear of not handling things correctly legally?
Ooh. Was it
That's a scary one? Yeah.
You gotta pause. Wait a minute.
Well, there's an example, but I think it would probably be more relevant if we just answered it a little bit more broadly.
Okay. So that goes back to procrastination. We have access to the World Wide Web at our fingertips. So you can always get help with that, and you can always change it. None of this is permanent. So I started out as a corporation, then an LLC, then a solopreneur. I'm back to an LLC. So you can always change it. Don't worry about not doing it right. Just do it.
And did you like hire a lawyer to help you with that the first time, or did you just
no?
Like word of mouth, or
that's why I changed so much. I wish I did. I went to classes though. I learned as much as I possibly could. And the best tip that one of our coaches gave was to wait until you make a certain amount of money to start, trying to be this corporation, And so I was able to learn about the different levels of the entities of a business. So it just helps to be educated, and please don't let the cost of a lawyer stress you out and hold you back either. All the information is online that you need to know. Just decide to do it and ask for help.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, that's one of those things that, probably worth paying for, or at
Yes.
least like doing the research, spending the time to do the research. So, try to play it safe with that one.
Right.
Um, this one is from Kooky. Love that name. How do you handle, or how have you specifically, AJ, handled a work-life balance and education?
I don't. I take naps all the time. Go take one.
Love the candor. That's great.
I don't believe in work-life balance. As you can see, depending on the state of the world, that could change at any moment. Depending on what you have going on in your life, that could change at any moment. So right now, I do not operate a work-life balance. I operate a nap schedule. And when I wake up, I'm like this. I woke up like this and I'm ready to work. So that's my work-life.
Totally. Hey, you're choosing to take the nap in the first place. So, I mean, that's some balance. Good for you. I
Yes,
love
thank
that.
you.
That's awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, thank you all so much. Any last words you want to impart before we wrap up?
Absolutely. So we have about 25 minutes left on the countdown clock. Head over to secretaudiobook.com to get your hands on the audio version of this. I am just as hype on the soundtrack. I laid down the
Believe
tracks,
you.
y'all. And that has been our Q&A time. And I want you to remember that there is someone somewhere. They are waiting on you to walk in your destiny so they can walk into theirs. Because when you impact one life, you're going to impact generations. When you let your own light shine, you give others permission to do the same. Make sure you meet me over at secretaudiobook.com. You got about 23 minutes now, and I'll see you guys there. Get it for the $27. And again, thank you to Fiverr, to Marcy for the opportunity to be here and to offer you guys the free giveaways. Make sure Marcy has your email address for our winners. And then for the $27, y'all better hurry up because no, you can't get it after the clock down is over, okay? Okay, I'm done.
Awesome. Awesome. We have a million thank yous for you in the chat, AJ. So be sure to check those out. Thank you for your time, and mostly thank you for your energy. I think we all needed that today. So thank you so much. And thank you for joining all 50 of you at home. Thank you so much for being a part of the Fiverr community. If you want more Fiverr events, you know where to go, because I say it every single webinar, events.fiverr.com. And we will see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.